Hello everyone, welcome to my messy craft table. This tutorial is going to be on how to make postcards, kind of like this one. And we're going to be using some letter stamps, or you can use any other kind of stamps you have, word stamps and things like that. A stamp pad, and as you can see, mine is well used. This is a Versamark, and I don't think it's, or Versafine, I don't think it's permanent, but if you have a permanent one, that's better to use. A paintbrush for your Mod Podge, scissors, a pencil, one of these ear swab Q-tip things, index cards. These are 4x6. This is the main size of postcards is 4x6, and I got these from the dollar store for $1. So they're just regular postcard or regular index cards. They're blank on one side. These are kind of thin, so we're going to be gluing two together. So you'll need more than one. Then we're going to need different colors of scrapbook paper. And you want to decide what colors you have, what colors you want to use, or you can just go through and see. What we're going to be doing is collaging different pieces onto our card. Like this is all collage. The hearts over here, there's paper behind it, there's heart collage. This is a collage element. This heart down here is a collage element, and then I have the stamps on it. But first we're going to get started. So first you're going to need two pieces of your index card. Okay. And I'm going to glue where the lines are in the middle. So let's take our Mod Podge, or Elmer's glue if you have, or glue, any kind of glue, and just spread it on. And I'm doing a thin layer. You really only need a thin layer of this. We just want the two pieces to stick together to make it a little bit thicker, because these are very thin. I think there are cardstock ones that you can get. They might be a little more than $1 though, but they're still the same size. But they're a lot thicker than these. Now these are not the little ones. These are not the little index cards. These are the bigger ones. The little index cards will work, but that's not really the size of postcards. So now I'm going to take this and just line it up on the bottom. Try to be, there we go, and then just spread it out and flip it over. Of course, my craft table is a mess. Okay, and now we have a thicker piece. Now let's decide what color we want for our background. We're going to use one solid piece for our background, and I think I want the pink for the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use a ruler. I'm just going to put this on here at the corner and take my pencil and measure it like so. And then so I have the lines, and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut along the line. put a little bit too much. That's what I get for trying to go fast. Okay, so it's going to be, I'm going to have a little sticking out, a little of the card sticking out, but I think I can make that work. So then see, it's the same size almost as the index card. So I'm going to take the piece of paper, the piece of cardstock or whatever the paper is that you're using, and flip it over. Get out my Mod Podge. I use Mod Podge for everything. And I'm going to just spread it on another thin layer, and every element that you put on your card will make it thicker. You can do this, you can do it with paint instead if you don't want to use scrapbook paper as a background. You can use paint and use that as a background. It's all about whatever you want to do. Okay. Now I'm going to put it on the card. And there's a little bubble in there. You want to try to move it around so there's no bubbles stuck in it, which is why I use a paintbrush to put my Mod Podge on, so I can make sure that it's thin enough to where I can do this later. And there are some of the edges you can see that are sticking out, and I'm just going to cut those off. And usually I wait till it dries to cut these off, but I think I just want to show you what I do, so I think I'm gonna, and I always accidentally cut the card, but I think that's okay. I didn't cut it too much. Just go all the way around the edges and cut them off. Okay, all the excess. So now it's all straight. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to pick one of our papers. I'm going to use the brown, and I'm going to flip it over. And I like to kind of measure, like put a line like so, and I missed a corner with my Mod Podge. Okay. And then I'm going to draw inside of this. This brown, I want to make an ice cream cone. So I think I'm going to, if this is the size that I have to work with, this size right here, then I want to make the ice cream cone down here so that I can put the ice cream on top of it. So I'm just going to draw a triangle. Okay. And then I'm going to cut that out. And I do not like perfection very often. I mean, I am a perfectionist, but when I'm doing art, I try not to be a perfectionist because the art looks stale if it's too perfect. It doesn't look natural, and I like natural looking stuff. So see, this is not a perfect ice cream cone, but you can see, and you can tell what it is. So I'm going to be putting this way. Most postcards are this way, are where you write on the back, you put the address and the stamp, but I'm going to be doing it this way. I mean this way. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stamp pad and my Q-tip, and I'm just going to go like this and get some ink on the bottom of the Q-tip and go along the edge. And this just gives it a little bit of edging, so it's not like you just glued a bunch of stuff down. It gives it some depth. And you definitely want something under your under your what you're working on, because this ink does get on stuff, and if you're using a permanent ink, you definitely want something under this. And this is just a canvas board that I'm going to paint on later. Okay, so we have our ice cream cone. So now I need to decide what colors I want for my ice cream. So I already picked out these two right here. I have green and strawberry scrapbook paper. So I'm not gluing, you notice I'm not gluing the ice cream cone down yet. I'm going to flip my paper over. I'm going to use this as a template, and I'm just going to draw a half circle. It's probably too big, but we'll see. We'll have big ice cream. Yeah, it's going to be too big. Okay, well, scrapbook paper is not that expensive, so I'm just going to flip it over and try again. Okay. Alright. Then usually I just cut out a square of the paper, and then I start cutting the actual design out. This makes it a little bit easier to be able to handle the paper itself. And of course my strawberries are upside down, and I want them right side up. So I'm just going to do this. Let's see, right side up. And I said I wasn't a perfectionist. Okay. Try this. Okay. There. Now they'll be right side up. These are just very simple shapes. When I'm doing collage, I tend to just make very simple shapes that you can tell what they are. Everything that you're doing with collage, if you're collaging a lot of different papers, start out with shapes. So it's a lot easier to say, okay, I'm going to draw a half a circle, or a circle that's cut off at the end, rather than say, oh, I've got to draw this ice cream. So, okay, and it's a little bit bigger than the cone. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit. It looks about right. I'm going to go ahead and get my Q-tip again, or swab, or whatever you call them. And I still have some ink on here. This is good. This is the good thing about using ink. It doesn't dry as fast as some things do, so you can still use what you have on your Q-tip or on your swab. And I'm just going to go around. And I think when I'm done with this, I'm going to add some elements. You can add like glitter, anything that you can. Just remember, it's going to be put through the mail eventually. When we send these postcards, this is for the swap. I'm doing this. So when you send your postcards, you can send them through the mail like this, or you can send them in an envelope. Okay. I think I really like that. And I was going to use the green and have like a 2-scoop ice cream. But I don't know if I really like that or not. So I think I'm just going to leave it at 1 scoop of strawberry. Or maybe I'll do this scoop of strawberry and then another scoop of strawberry on top of that. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So let's get our strawberries out here, our strawberry scrapbook paper. And I found this paper pack. I'm going to show you really quick. I think it was at Joann's, and it's Girlhood, the Girlhood stack, and it's 180 sheets. And this is like really neat paper. It has a lot of designs in it. It's single-sided too, so as you can see. Okay, so let's put our little ice cream here. Put it where you guys can see it. And let's make another one right there. And this is going to stick off the page, I already know, because I know how big the page is, or not the page, how big the card is. So I am gonna cut it a little bit smaller than what I drew, and it's gonna sit behind, or yeah, behind. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my little Q-tip again and go around the edge. And now I'm going to need some more ink because it's kind of drying out. So along the edge. And like I said, this just gives it some dimension. Okay. I'm also going to take my Q-tip and go along the edge of this. You can see right here where I didn't get all the paper on it. So I'm just going to cover that up by going along the edge of it. I am left-handed. This is always complicated to do because I have this tiny little mini tripod, and it's not very convenient to have it right beside my hand when I'm working. But it's what I have right now, so that's what I'm using. And see, I'm just going along, distressing the sides. If you wanted to, you could use sandpaper on the sides and make it even more like old-timey looking. Okay, last edge. And you can see when I'm doing this, I'm not being very precise. I'm just getting it to where it looks nice. Okay, so now we're going to start gluing the stuff down. And do I want this in the middle? This is everything you decide before you start gluing down. Do you want it in the middle? Do you want it on the side so that you can put words on this side? Do you want to put the words right here and right here? I think that I would like it, I think I'll go ahead and put it in the middle. Now I'm putting the Mod Podge on the cone instead of on the paper, because I'm going to put Mod Podge over the top of it too, and I don't really want to waste my Mod Podge because I use it so much, and it's not expensive, but it does cost more than just regular glue. And I'm going to stick this right at the edge. It's like a couple millimeters above the edge. Okay. Then I'm going to put glue on my ice cream. Actually, I'm going to glue both of these together because remember I said I wanted this one and then this one behind it, like that. So I'm going to glue this onto this first so that I can kind of see, oops, kind of get to where I want it at on there. Okay, then I'm going to put glue on the rest of the paper, on the rest of the ice cream. And make sure you get your edges, otherwise they peel up and it looks like you glued paper down. Okay, just going to go over with my finger to kind of give it a little. Now if your stamp pad is still wet, this is why I use a Q-tip, because the ink dries faster if I'm not using a lot of ink. And so if you have a white paper, you know, just keep in mind that your ink might spread a little bit. So I have that. Now, I wanted to use that green somehow because I have green in I have the pink for the background, I have the brown for the cone, I have the white, and I like that green, so I think I want to use this green somehow. And I think I want to put a sentiment, like a word. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut out a strip of paper, of green paper, and I've cut it a little bit bigger than what I need, because I want to try to see how I can put this on here to where it looks nice. Cut a little bit more of it. Maybe if I put this down here, I can put the word hello. And I think I like that. So this is why you decide whether you want it in the middle or on the side. Because if I were to put it on the side, then I'd have more room to put words on the side right here. Or I could put friends instead of hello. So, yeah. So let's get our stamp pad and our wooden stamps. I think I'm just going to put hello on it. And I just got these cheap little stamps at Walmart. They were, I don't know, what, like $5 or something. And it has all the letters in it. And this is actually the second set I bought, because the first set, my 2-year-old decided to play with and take all the bottom parts off, and then I couldn't figure out how to put them back on, so I had to buy more. It was actually, it's not funny, but it is funny, because she's 2. I mean, she doesn't understand, but there we are. H-E-L-L-N. Oh, where's the O? Oh, where are you? We play this game. I play this game with my 2-year-old, where if I want her to find something, I'll say whatever it is. For example, like her sippy cup. I'll be like, sippy cup, where are you? So we got, oh, where are you? And she'll go, where are you? It's really cute. Okay. Now this is about half of that. So I think I'm going to cut off a little bit more. Okay. Make it kind of even. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp H. And this is why I'm doing it like this, in case I mess up on this part. I can just use a different piece of paper. If I stamp directly onto the card, then it's there, whether I mess up or not. Okay. And it's kind of uneven, my hello is. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around it and make it like I wanted it, like that. So, see, it started out as a big piece of paper and now it's a little piece of paper, the green. So, see, I could put it like right here. I could put it going this way, this way. If I wanted to, I could stamp the letters. H-E-L-L-O, and go downward. Whew, 3 minutes left on my video. Okay. My recording time. That's why I do not like this camera. Now I'm going to put the Mod Podge on there. And I'm going to stick it down, and I'm going to let this dry, and then I will be right back to show you the next step. Now it's dry. And I wanted to show you what I do. I just take a pen and I do a little bit of decorating. Like down here, I have this, and I want it to look like a sign that I stuck on with little pins or nails or something. So I do all the corners. And I'm not going to do that much to this one because I like the way it is. I think I might put a strawberry on the top with glitter glue. I have some red glitter glue, and I wish I had some red puffy paint, because puffy paint would look really interesting. My daughter poured my glitter out everywhere, so now everything's all sticky and glittery and in my drawer. Okay. Okay. So, see, the strawberries are pink and this is red. So, do I really want to use red? Like a cherry? Can we cook a cherry on top? Yeah, I'll go ahead and use it. And I'm just going to draw a little circle. And this kind of paint dries flat, so you want to get enough on there. I think I got this at Studio G at Walmart. It's just a glitter glue, and it is acid free. So I just put a little circle, and when this dries it's going to be flat, but I got a lot of glitter on there, so right now it's puffy. And I think I want to, instead of using the pen like I did down here, I want to add little dots to my little hello sign. And I want to add dots to the corners. So I never have anything thought out when I'm doing tutorials. I go along with the flow, and I just mail like this. You could put this in the mail just like this with the information on the back, and they would send it. So we have that one, and I'll show you this one because I did some more details on this one. Okay, so I have the HELLO right here, and I have it again right here. I have a heart right here that I put the little dots on with the pen, and this was a scrapbook element, and I just cut it out of the scrapbook paper, and then I have the little dots on that one as well. This was a long piece of paper or a piece of scrapbook paper that I cut out, and then I used my paper cutter, die cut machine thing, and cut out hearts and glued them down. And in the there's going to be a background where I make it easier for you to decorate the background, and there's going to be a PDF file and a JPEG file, and you can just print it out. And what it is it's a line and a little square where you put the stamp and some lines right here, so that way you can write on it, and you just take that piece of paper. I don't have, my printer's not working right now, so I can't print it out, but you take that piece of paper and glue it onto the back, and then you can mail this out. So this is what we have, guys. Why is there such a glare on it? Hope you can see that with that glare. See me decorating white. Does make that glitter shine though. Okay. So this is our card, and you can see how it's kind of bending. If you put it in between a book, it's dry now. If you put it in between a book, it will flatten out. See, it's all done. All of our details. Our little cherry up there on top. And hello. Okay, and anyway, that's how you make it. So I hope you'll join in on the swap in the groups. We're going to have a postcard swap every month or so. So I hope you join in with those. Just look in the groups section and become a member of that group, and then you can join the swap if you want to. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Thank you.